of course, emphasizes the importance of words. Although he's a singer, he's not satisfied with just music. He also wants there to have words, and he is a former director of Maritime or Magsaysay Maritime Institute, but now he has formed his own office that plays with training and research services. And he has taught Maritime English to Vietnamese and Indonesians. And this June 25, he will be going to Madrid, Spain, to teach Spanish seafarers Maritime English also, and he will proceed to England a little later after that, and he will be talking about how to why the key to pronunciation is putting the proper stress on words. And let's all welcome at this point our next speaker, Advanced Communicator Bronze or Bronze to be, Ariel Reyes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Toastmaster. Well, we Filipinos speak English. Of course, it doesn't make us less Filipino. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished, not distinguished guests, but new members of the club. Who among you have thought that I will say good afternoon? Raise your hands of those who have thought that I will probably say good afternoon. No one expected? Okay, so that is an example of easy communication. Well, I can say that that's an easy communication because of three reasons. First, I know what I'm going to say. Second, you knew what I'm going to say. Third, I knew that you knew. Welcome to this free seminar. A 20-minute or to 40-minute seminar, which, you know, when I arrived, many panicked because it's 20 to 40 minutes. Well, I will just make it very short. So I intend to give you some sort of understanding about speech elements, and this is one of the key to correct pronunciation. So this is the word stress. So knowing or hearing about stress, what do we mean by this word? Stress. So actually when you have this, I'm so stressed because of the task I have the whole day. Okay, in speech, that is what we call the prominence or intensity given to the syllable or to any syllable of a word. Prominence or intensity in Tagalog, that is what we call diin. So these are, or there are lots of rules that we need to understand so far as word stress is concerned. And of course, upon knowing the word stress, you should also understand about sentence stress. But because of the limit of time, so we'll just zero in to the word stress. And I will confide within these three rules. Okay, our learning objectives for this afternoon is after this free 20 to 40-minute seminar, you'll be able to learn three rules. So these three rules were stressed. So let's start with the first rule. All words that end in T-I-O-N, all words that ends in T-I-O-N, the syllable that precedes T-I-O-N receives the primary stress. So I will just concentrate on the primary stress because we have also secondary stress. So again, all words that end in T-I-O-N, the syllable that precedes the T-I-O-N receives the primary stress. Example, communication. So K is emphasized here because that precedes the T-I-O-N, so communication. So others would say communication, so that's wrong. So if we have this word, actually, to show you the importance of stress, let's have, for example, this word. How many syllables do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So just take note, if you stress this word, this syllable, how will it sound?
Elementary.
Trick?
Elementary.
Very good. Elementary. But it's not the correct way to pronounce this word. Now, how about trying the second syllable? Everybody? Louder, please. Elementary. Excellent, student. How about here? Very good. How about here? Graduate. Elementary. And then here? Elementary. Exported English from Korea. Okay. So now I have given you the first rule. All words that end in T-I-O-N must have the primary stress or the intensity on the syllable that precedes the last syllable. So now let's have a first round. Let's have an exercise. Okay. One round. Everybody, please think of a word that ends in T-I-O-N. No duplications, please. And if you think of one word that ends in T-I-O-N, let's start here.
Carnation.
Induction. Coronation. Supplication.
Next, please. Okay. I'll call you later.
Supplication.
Proclamation. Subjugation.
Mobbing.
Apply the rule, please.
What is the question?
Next, please.
Definition.
That's good.
Regularization.
Correct.
Hindi ko kararating ko lang, hindi ko narinig eh.
Palpitation.
Okay. Conception. How do you spell conception? Because the message would say commission, mission, passion. Okay.
Any word that ends with the
Well, actually, those words that end in S-I-O-N also applies the same rule. But of course, when it comes to pronunciation, this is shun and this is shun. Okay, so we have that first rule. Second rule is about phrasal verbs. Okay, phrasal verbs. In Amy's speech, she mentioned one phrasal verb, catch up. Okay? Not catch up. Catch up. So what's the rule here? If you have phrasal verbs, okay, the second component receives the primary stress. Okay, the second component receives the primary stress. So if you have a word of any verb that you can add here, so you can use off.
Turn off. Cool.
So you don't say turn off, right? But you say turn off. And you may use the in, on, okay? What else? Out for the phrasal verbs, to form phrasal verbs. Stand up, catch up, blow out. You say hotel, check in. When you enter the room,
Turn on.
turn on. Yeah, lots of those, okay? So another exercise, okay? Another round. So give me an example of a phrasal verb applying the rule. Okay? So let's start here. Move on. Everybody is thinking. Move on. Yes, that's it.
Every time I kiss baby, she is turn off.
Turn off.
Throw up.
So what?
Watch out.
So you just think, it's very easy. Just think of a verb
How about you
and then add it on, in, okay, by, next. That's right.
Came in.
Yes.
But in. Wrap up.
Live in.
Fits in.
Okay. Of course, in communication, it's not only the stress that we need to understand here, but because of, again, the limits of time, I meant to be discussing about volume, the rhythm, the force. But since this is a speech, a free seminar, I want you to, as much as possible, give me firm and sharp attack when you give examples. Okay, so that is the second rule. Okay, about phrasal verb. The last rule, you see, it's very fast. Last rule It's about abbreviation or acronym.
Bilis naman.
Example, we have for the Philippine National Bank. So how do you sound this? Everyone.
PNB.
Louder please.
PNB.
Okay, let's see. How about
POA.
where have you graduated?
USP.
Say it again.
USP.
Another?
ID.
Again?
ID.
Okay, let's see if you're right. If you have abbreviation or acronyms like this, the primary stress must be on the last letter.
ID.
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 Everybody say ID.
ID.
PNB.
PNB.
CST.
USP.
UCCPB. Hey, where did you graduate? ABU.
CNA.
CMA.
CNA.
From what club do you belong?
CNA.
Yeah, CMA. But it should not be exaggerated like that. CMA. So you can pause the word CMA.
CNA.
So now, examples please.
ADD.
DNB.
Okay, the room please.
DTI.
DTI, very good.
Video. AIM.
LDP. LOT.
Baby. Oh. Double B. Baby. Baby Bautista.
Blaze Trading and Research Services will be issuing certificates for this free seminar. This time will be required to repeat the course.
WSO.
Malapit double BB, double B.
Dapat
Okay, very good. So I will not finally what I promised that I will only be giving you 3 rules. Actually, there are many rules. Maybe you're thinking about permit, like that, record, but you know, because of the limitations or restrictions of time, so let's have our workshop. This is seminar, so there must be a workshop. What I do, mostly in my training is I pair my participants with the use of slip of paper. And then they find their partner using the slip of paper. But here, since there is not enough space, so please just look for your partner. Maybe the person seated beside you. And this activity is timed. You will only be given 2 minutes. Okay, so as you receive the paper, please you may write you may work on it immediately.
2 minutes?
Okay, your time starts now. And then instructions.
Alibay. Ay, kala ko. Easy.
You may work together.
Ito easy.
You may work together. Prepare.
Collision. Ayun, collision dito.
Identification.
Ayun nga, collision. LABIO.
Last 30 seconds.
Direction.
Direction, katulad yung
Okay, your time is up. Please cross out those boxes without any without answers. Disobedient participants. Slowly, hands up. Hands up.
Okay. Pensato.
Okay. Well, I forgot to tell you that you have to shout "Uha" once you're done. But it seems that 2 minutes is not enough for you to finish the exercise. But anyway, so let's start. I want you to read all the words they've written there. So let's start with Zen and Yoli. Please read aloud all the examples they have given there, applying the rules.
PION word. Attention. Tama ba? Convention. Dedication.
But I believe I will ask the participants to repeat if you believe Zen should need to repeat the words because of wrong application of the word stress.
Elimination. Fumigation. Hallucination.
I want it to be fast.
Hallucination.
Fumigation, excellent. No pause.
Elimination. Wait,
Thank you so much. Probably your partner may read the phrasal verbs. If there are phrasal verbs.
Catch up, end up, hold up, get off, hand out, in out.
Okay, so no one shouted repeat, but I would like Yoli to repeat, say kachop.
Catch up.
Okay. Kachop. Everybody say kachop.
Catch up.
Next. The partner here. The pair here.
Attention, question, constellation, dedication, education, fortification, generation, hesitation, intuition, junction.
Okay, so Shan. Right, okay. Excellent. Next. Phrasal verbs. Nothing. Okay. Next. Only three. Okay, please.
Add on.
Add on. Back out. We have also this element which is called blending. Okay, blending speech. Phrasing and blending. So that's why we have this catch up, catch on, move on. Rather than saying, rather than having a pause in between call on. So instead of call on, we say call on. But don't say cologne. Cologne is different from cologne. Okay? Next please, next pair. Let's see what we got. Speak aloud. Please.
Elimination, elimination, fortification, galvanization, hallucination, instigation, jubilation.
Thank you for your sense. And let's see the up on it.
All out, ball down, cross out, bring down, egg on, fasten up, gaze up, hold on, jump up. Jump up.
Jump up. I'm worried. There are some phrasal verbs. You consider some all out. Do you consider this as phrasal verb? All out. This is not. This is not a phrasal verb. Pull down. Pull down. Cross out, yes. I will accept this. Dimmed off. Dimmed off. No, this is not a phrasal verb. Egg R.
Egg on.
Egg on.
Egg on.
So it seems this is the
Junction.
egg on.
Head on.
I'm thinking something about egg on. And then fasten up. Correct there. Fasten up. Next is game.
Games up.
Games up, no. Hold on. Correct. jump up is right. Okay.
Jump
So thank you so much for your last pair, please. Volunteer. We don't have enough time. Please.
I'll read the yung first. Action, question, classification, diction, election, fiction, generation, hallucination, installation, junction. Then the one will be my partner.
Thank you.
Wait, come on.
Phrasal verb. Act out, butt in, catch up, ditch in, ease out. Fill in, gag up. Hang out, inch in, jazz up.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, I will just be checking all your exercises at home, so I will check those later. Now, let us check our learning objectives for this afternoon. Do you think we're able to meet our learning objectives knowing the 3 rules about word stress?
Yes.
Okay, so to check if you've learned about the rules, may I ask our Toastmaster, I understand this from CMA, Toastmasters Club, Elaine Banyes. Okay, thank you for joining this seminar. Okay, will you please give us the first rule?
For those words that end with Sean, the stress should be on the syllables before the Sean.
Do you agree? Do you agree with that rule? Do you think that's right? Do you believe in me? Thank you. When we check the dictionary, actually all words that end in T-I-O-N are all nouns. And one time somebody asked me in group text, Mr. Reynes, what about mention? Mention is not a noun. Yes, I understand. But when you say mention ends in T-I-O-N, so that's a noun also. Mention is also a verb. So it follows the same rule when you apply word stress. The second rule, any volunteer? I understand this also from CMA.
For phrasal verbs, two phrases. So the stress is on the second word. And for example, catch up.
Okay, very good. Your catch-up has become very popular. And the last rule from this group, I don't understand why, aren't these included? Okay, the last rule. Anyone? Volunteer?
The acronym or abbreviation, the stress is on the last letter. Like PND, PND, USB.
Thank you so much. So that's all about the word stress. What is important, understand about communication. Well, I made this communication very easy. So it's not only the what element that we should understand. Of course, when we say what element, these are the information, the ideas, okay, the message that we want to convey or express. But also we have, as speakers, we have to understand about the how element of speech. So this is how we're going to place our tongue or function our tongue, how we're going to make our lips in correct position to produce the correct sound in English. Good afternoon. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ariel. I'm not so sure I agree with your second, what do you call that? Phrasal verb. I'm more comfortable saying turn on than turn on. So, just to play it safe in the meantime before I am able to complete my research, I will say turn it on, right? Or I put a intermediate word before the two words of that